Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I'll see you real soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you, and I think I'll have to listen, because the sun is up, it's a beautiful day. My beginning will be as bright as the sun. Come, won't you come along? And it feels so bright, it's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart, doesn't matter how far. There is so much love to give, something's telling me this time. Baby, baby, now I know. Baby, baby, gotta go. There is so much love to give, something's telling me it's right. When you came to me, oh I knew it's you, yeah, boy.
Dropping nothing but golden nuggets.
SP News Nuggets. And you guys, we're going to have a lovely time. And if we don't, oh well. Here we go.
I'm known to throw shade.
In Israel, in football.
Now say Robinson died as the result of a spinal injury.
Well, they told us it was alcohol poison.
Go and terrorize black and brown communities.
Tell me the truth. I won't even get mad. I won't get mad.
Are you sure you ain't gonna get
I'm
mad?
not gonna get mad. Just tell me if you slept with her. Yes, I won't
Are
get
you
mad.
sure you ain't gonna get
I
mad?
won't get mad.
Alright, well I slept with her.
Come on. Come on here. Shit. They'll pull me in the ground. Get your ass back in the house. Never carry you back outside.
No more Tyree Nichols.
Yes, sir.
No more Tyree Nichols.
No more.
No more Tyree Nichols.
No more Tyree Nichols.
No more Tyree Nichols.
No more Tyree Nichols.
Hey, family, we're back. We're back on. You guys, yes, I am still conducting business at my home. Just came in, realized what time it was. Supposed to have a in-service day at my job. I told my job I just can't do it today. I just can't do it. I got to take care of my dog. My dog, he needs my attention. So I stayed at home and I took care of some things with him. Hopefully he's taken care of. He was tearing up his doghouse, and I had to make sure I put some other things together for him and get me some rest and other things that's happening. But you guys, I'm here. And yes, when I'm working like this, really, 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 really hard, I still love to see you guys. I know you guys can't see me, but you know, when we're on this case right here, to be honest with you, if I turn the camera on, it'll just start like pausing and all this other stuff. For some unknown reason, I don't know why, but I'm not even going to worry about it. And you know, Tina says, Diesel, stop with the shenanigans. Just stop it. Girl, he is only but 9 months old and I can't contain him. He is not. You know what? But guess what? The fence is getting put up in the front yard even as we speak right now. So it won't be done for a while because I want iron in the front and they're putting up the sides. But when I find the iron that I want, I did already have the iron. Then there was a mistake because I asked them for 5 panels. They brought me 2, and then they wanted me to redo it. I had gave my money, and I said, hey, this is not service. And then you won't come and get it. And the reason why I had it ordered is because I didn't have no way to, pick it up. And they kind of made it seem like it was my fault. So you know what? I told my husband, get in the truck. Let's put it in the truck and let's go hand it to him. And I told them, give me my money. And they did. They gave every last bit of it. And the manager at Home Depot was like rolling heads. He was like, who did this? This business was a business deal and it was completed. And you're unhappy because you didn't get your stuff? Exactly. And you know what? And now I'm mad. I don't want to deal with you guys no more. She says, he's just a puppy. He's a German Shepherd and they need stimulation because they are working dogs. Exactly. But here's the thing, Miss Philly G, a lot of things that people tell me about those dogs, some of, I don't know, maybe they, I think that, all dogs, everything don't work for every dog. You know what I'm saying? So they told me not to put his toys in his kennel with him and all that other stuff. And only thing that made him do is when he get out, terrorize everything and everybody in your house. He terrorizes and he tears up everything. But when I give him his toy and he plays with his toy, he is stimulated because he's playing with his toy or whatever. But I just need him to have running room. So I'm trying to get all that together. And yes, it's coming together. It's taking some time. The porch is done now, you guys. I just went and got my paint. So I'm getting ready to paint the house too. So it's going to be a brand new look. And we, not toys, but bully sticks. Well, he done had sticks and stuff. And he don't want to play with them. I've had people, even send me tires for the dog. The tires for the dog they could chew. He throw that to the side. He don't want to play with that. It's too hard for him. He don't want to play with it. And their teeth is growing, so they got to stimulate their teeth and stuff. So Miss Billy G, I don't know what's going on in the town I live in. They have a doggy daycare center. Yeah, they do here too, but I don't trust nobody with Diesel because Diesel's a big handful. He really is. I gotta get him stimulated some kind of way. I'm spending more time with him. I'm walking him. I keep him close to me in the house, throughout the day. And it's just never enough time. It's weird. They even told me maybe I need to quit my job. I said, now you're talking crazy. We're not doing that. But anyway, you guys, let's talk about these California city boys because that's what I came on here to do. Yes, he's still a baby. Costs more than children daycare. Oh, Diddy said doggy daycare costs more than children daycare. Sometimes I just want him to go have fun. I'm going to go buy him a kid pool so he can play. He's got a sprinkler system, but I just, hey, we're going to make it work. We're going to get it together. But they said that until I can get him where he's satisfied, which he is getting better, because I can let him out his kennel and he doesn't leave the yard. Every now and then he tries it, but he knows to stay in the yard. And guess what? My hands is down for a while. But I just got to take care of home and business. Okay, let's talk about these California city boys. They went into court yesterday, and I listened to the whole thing. It was hard to do, but I did it. The reason why I say it was hard to do, because things was happening around. I had to wake up out of my sleep, and then it was close to me to go to work, and I was trying to listen, and people was calling, and things was happening. But I shut everything down. I wanted to listen to it. I even was driving to work and listening to it. They was giving me report. I had it in my ear, and I was still listening to it. And I was very pleased with the state. Very, very pleased. How many of you guys were pleased with how the state came out with the closing arguments? I was happy. I did not realize how sharp that Mr. Smith was. He said more than about 6 or 7 times. They was there. They were doing pictures. They was over here in lunch. Nobody was because they were dead. There's a problem. There's a problem in the chat already. I already know. It just do that. I was happy. I cannot say I did. The evidence that they came out with, we don't have a body. And just because we don't know who, was very happy about, they acknowledged that they treated these kids different than their own biological kids. And you know what? And I'm glad he drilled that in their heads, because that is very, very, very important. He was saying they love their biological kids. They didn't whoop them like their biological kids. They didn't put them in a headlock like their biological kids. They wasn't having blood. Matter of fact, here's the weirdest thing. The little bitty kids, why would you stick them in the back of the freaking car? The babies, why would you stick them in the back? The bigger kids need to be in the back. And the little ones that's getting into stuff, touching things, you put these kids at the bottom. You made them feel like dirt. This is what this family did. Not like they didn't already have a bad start. You finished it. Their whole life was purely HE hockey stick. I'm just being honest with you. They got a bad deal. So when people come to me and they're telling me, oh, I'm going through this, and trust me, everybody go through it or something. Everybody go through something. My family going through some stuff right now. We got a death in the family. We got funeral coming up this Saturday. We got people wanting to quit their job. We got insurance being messed up again. We got the dog don't want to stay in his dog house. He's tearing up stuff. He done tore my rug up, and and the dish ran away with the spoon. Everything is happening to everybody. Everybody got something. Yours is not more important than mine. Mine's not more important than yours. But to me, mine's is important to me. And you know what? If you don't act like it, I'm going to act like it. I'm just going to let you know. Everybody got something going on. But I'm going to tell you what you do. These kids is innocent. They didn't deserve to be treated like trash. They didn't deserve to be manipulated because they were in the system. That is evil at its best. I wish I was an attorney. I would have told them up. They would have put them underneath the prison when I got done. I would have used every minute of it, letting them know they call her the mother. She's not a mother. She's a monster. I'm just being honest with you. She's a monster. A woman that lets something happen to her kids of that nature, and I don't care. You protecting a man. I don't care if you're protecting yourself. You should be ashamed. Serious. Just go tell the freaking truth. What happened? And then here's the sad thing, you guys. We did not know. We just did not know that this happened this day, and then a week later, something happened to the other one. That's freaking crazy. I'm just being honest with you. And to think about this, you know what? I know I was running late coming in here. Like I said, I had to get Diesel taken care of. No excuse for my tardiness. I've been tardy lately a lot, and I'm not trying to do that. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I couldn't wait to get on here. I didn't care if I was gonna be 20, 30, 40 minutes late. I was coming in here because I know that we're all now on watch. We're on watch. We can't wait for them to come back with a verdict. And I think we're going to be okay with the verdict, but it doesn't bring Classic and Sincere back. It don't bring them back. It just don't. And people say it's justice. There's no such thing as justice when two kids die. And it ain't because they got into something. It ain't because they deserve to die. But you kill one, and then you wait a week or something because you know that one gonna make and tell. Or somebody asks, where's your brother? Or whatever. Now you got lies back on top. So you hurried up and got rid of that one too. What will stop you? The world, you know why I'm telling you right today, it ain't gonna be just a manslaughter. You know why it ain't gonna be a manslaughter? Because here's the thing. I know Sugar Mama's calling in. Sugar Mama, hold on. I'm gonna click you in, but hold on, Sugar Mama. Hold on, Sugar Mama. I got something to say. Hold on, Sugar Mama. Hold on. You know why they're gonna be found guilty and make a lot of time? I'm gonna tell you why. And I'm just gonna be dead serious with you. For people that can kill a kid one day, whether it was an accident or not, but then intentionally kill another kid and can look you in the eye and act like everything's okay, guess what? Nobody's safe. Anybody in their present, they will feel like it was okay, and no. The world and society and the community, they got to keep them safe. They have to. That means even if they were found not guilty, when they come to those lesser charges, that misdemeanor, they're going to slap the book on them, because you can't keep people that kill kids like that out of prison. They just can't do it. They know that they did this to these kids. They just don't have all the evidence in front of them, because you know what? They waited. So if you throw a kid, like he said, in the dumpster, it's easy to get rid of them. And then wait 2-3 months. And then California's so big, they burn their stuff. They burn it. They don't just bury everything. They burn it. They have to. Because look how filthy in some of the places in Skid Row down there in California. They have to burn it. So they know that. So if they wait 2 or 3 months, they know that the kids is already gone. They burnt. You're not going to ever find them. And if we don't never say nothing, then they never find them, and it's going to be hard. We need to set good examples for these people and put them in prison. Rosie said California doesn't burn their trash, laughing out loud. Yes, they do. That's somebody that lives right there, Rosie. They got to. The town is too small to just keep burying it. They don't have enough land to bury. They got to. They got to. I don't even have to look it up. I'm just saying, it's just common sense to me. I don't know who Rosie is, but it's just common sense to me. I've never went there. I've never Googled it. It's just common sense. California is a big, big state. And they have to, because people are living on top of people. That's why it is so pricey to live there. They can write their own check of where you know, they got apartments. They got apartments, people paying $2,000 for a studio because they got nowhere to live. So I don't see how they're burying trash. They might take it to another state, and that's too much money. But I can understand them burning it. And Trezell will know that. But thank you very much. If that's what you want to say, Rosie, maybe you know something I don't know. Okay. All right. Hey, Sugar Mama, thank you for the super chat. Let me just shout you out real quick. You know Sugar Mama's always in there. Thank you for the super chat. And I'm just gonna hold on. Let me shout you out because I love you and I got you 2 tickets too. So let me get this. Okay. Okay, now and I wasn't trying to make Miss Rosie feel some kind of way. I'm just, I do read my chat when I'm talking. Go ahead, Sugar Mama. You got 2 tickets here, 613-222 twice. Yeah, I look up the number. I want to say something. Okay. From day one, when these 2 heifers turning around and saying that the kids walk away, they were not thinking, how the hell you gonna have how many kids? And we just rapping for 2 and they were not there. Come on, bullshit. I don't care. And again, there were no footsteps. No doggone footsteps. Remember when one day say you think you have it, you got it, but you don't have it right. All that was a doggone game. She knew when these kids were gone. These kids didn't deserve that. I don't care if they come from an asshole. They didn't deserve that. Right. She treated her kids better than these 2 little kids. You heard when Trezell said, when he said he went down the road, did y'all see any 2 little black boys? Come on now. Yeah. That says it all right there. These kids were their meal tickets. And what the little 10-year-old boy said, he saw everything. They're going to nail the ass. All right. They deserve it. They deserve it. They don't deserve. These kids don't deserve that. No, they don't. Look how these kids were treated, and look how much they were getting for these kids. 1,000. Yeah. Plus food stamp, and these bitches were selling these food stamps. Yeah, making sure she can get high, get drunk, have fun, going to the X places, the adult stores and stuff. They was living off them kids, treating them kids. Sooner or later they was gonna kill them anyway. I mean, they was gonna die. They're babies. Yeah, and instead of looking for these kids gone, and they were still getting a doggone check for these kids while these kids disappear. And the only reason why they came up by Christmas time, because Christmas time when kids in the system, the social worker usually visit them, give them toys and all that blah blah blah. So they were thinking, but they were not that street smart. Exactly. They were not fucking street smart. I mean, they were just a check. Right. These kids were used, misused, and abused. I can't wait for the verdict to come back. Hey, they're guilty in my book. Game over. What did the kids do, y'all? What did the kids? Their biological mother, she did what she had to do and all that. Damn, she's a woman just like me. I've been there. Right. I have been there. Give her kids back. Everybody want to say Hulu, and Brian didn't do it. Fuck that. I'm a woman too. Hey, I'd rather her have a kid than for the way these 2 were getting paid for these kids and they treated these kids this way. Come on now. Come on. Right. Hey, he laid all out there for them. When they bought the cadaver dogs did not take no sense. Right. Okay. Yeah. They were not street smart. Exactly. That's what I have to say. And thanks to everybody. Hey, drop 1 for my girl, Walk the Garden.
This the one she gets.
Oh,
Take one.
okay. You want Woke to God to have one?
Yeah.
Okay, I put a D on there, and I put Zen on there. All right, got her in there.
Yeah. And when they ask him what he was doing, what beats my ass. No, you were selling the food stamps.
It is too late now. They either got to go ahead and say guilty now before that verdict gets. When that verdict gets, it's too late.
Okay.
When they read the verdict, you can't come and say, "Oh, I want a deal now." No. When they come up and they still got time right now, but until once that verdict is in, it ain't no more dealing. Ain't no more dealing.
Game over. And then she stood up there turning around and saying, "Oh, you see how the family acted? That's why we didn't want them around." Bitch,
I mean, they can still ask, say, "Hey, let me tell the truth now," and all of that, and then ask for a leniency on the sentence or whatever. Because remember, the one lady that took King Hill out, she went to court and everything. Yeah, she went to court and everything, and then she finally told him the truth when they got ready to do the but I don't know if they had a verdict or whatever. But she finally told the truth. But they went to court and everything. And she told him the truth. And the judge sentenced her. And the judge said, "You know what? You continue to lie. You even had time to tell the truth." And he threw the book at her. He threw the book at her. Because you waited. You didn't care about everybody and their money and their time. And everybody's sitting there going, "Come on now." And you didn't do it. So he threw the book at her.
I wonder what his brother said, the one that worked for NAACP. What's his name? I can't remember. Ugly looking guy.
Who?
Trizell brother.
Josiah?
No, the other one that works for the NAACP.
Jamal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What he got to say now? What he got to say?
Oh.
All of them knew. Wanda knew it. You think you got it, but you don't have it right. Okay?
And you know what? You know what they said? They said, because some people came to me and they said, "Why are you mad at Wanda West? She didn't do this, she didn't do that." I said, "I'm not mad at her, but she knew. She knew. You know what? Mr. Smith said the same thing I said. She jumping in and out the car, and they said the kids there and dropping kids off, and you're gonna sit there and act like you didn't know these kids was nowhere around."
She knew.
Yeah, she knew.
When they had the party for the kids and they asked her, and she was the one who said, "Oh, the kids couldn't come to the party because they were sick." Right? Sick where?
Yeah. And you know what? I didn't know that when they were out supposed to be moving and whatever, their kid called them and they had a 4-minute conversation.
Yeah.
Even if there was an accident, there's a 4-minute conversation. When something's going on, I don't even answer my phone. But if I did answer, I'd be like, "Hello, what? I'm busy right now. I got to call. Get over here now." And I hang up the phone. It ain't gonna be no 4-minute conversation. "Hey, son, how's things going?" And he didn't only call once; he called twice. He called Trizell's phone, and then he called his mama's phone.
Yep. And look, when they questioned the kids the day after, he said he was standing up there saying the kids would listen. If you see two little black boys, the police knew what was going on.
And the funny thing about it, when these cases come up, everybody has an opinion. And it doesn't make anybody right or wrong about their opinion. But you can't change somebody's opinion about something. And I believe what I believe. I believe Wanda knew, and you know what? If that was my kid, I wouldn't help him cover it up. I would tell him, "Son, come on, do the right thing. Just do the right thing. We'll get through it. I'll be there for you. If everybody else leave you, I'll still send you money, but just do the right thing. Make it easier on yourself. It was an accident or whatever. Don't tell him to do something worse."
Yeah, sitting in the courtroom like he Columbo, like he do. What the hell? Yes, y'all knew what y'all knew what y'all did.
When Trizell's dad got up on that stand, when he broke down and started crying, he didn't want to lie. He was like, and they just asked him, what's the kid's name? And he's so discombobulated. He was like, don't do this to me.
Disoriented.
Do not do this to
Do
me.
this to me. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, you know.
Yeah.
Well, what's good for the goose is good for the doggone gander.
You know.
That's how I look at it. Okay,
Yeah.
then, well, let me take myself back down there.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, that's right. The fruit don't fall far from the tree. And you know what, you guys? I'm going to tell you guys something. I'm excited about it. If it don't work out, if it don't pan out, I'm not going to get discouraged. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody that try to help as far as looking into the case, researching the case, finding out if what's going on, it all helps, it all plays into the part. And I appreciate everything, everybody. If you got the information, you knew the information, if you shared the information, if you continue to pay attention, watch not just this channel, other channels, find, whatever, if you put something in the Cash App, and we bought the bulletin board or billboards, we sent money down there. We tried that. I didn't care who. Nobody can tell me nothing. I was like, I don't care. I'm going to still ask questions. I don't care. I'm going to still call the police. I don't care. I'm still going to be looking for these kids. I don't care. Because that's what we do. And it's not our kid, but that's what we do. And we waited it out. And you guys know, I broke down a couple of times about these kids, and I just kept them off my mind for a while. But then when court come, I'm like, okay, those feelings is going to come back because, I don't want to argue with nobody. I ain't going to argue with nobody. I don't care, you family, not family. I know you're gonna say you care for them kids more than I care for them kids more than you can ever care for the kids because I'm family or whatever. Well, nobody stood up when they got taken. I'm just saying, everybody knew. Now we 100. I don't know. I'm just saying, there might be different reasons why that happened. So I'm not judging people and family. I'm just telling you, because nobody wants kids. I know. I've been there, done that. And it's a lot. It's a lot. So when people sitting there talking about, I'm going to foster kid and I'm going to get these kids, I said, you better know what you're getting your butt into because this is not something you can just take back because you only got a year to make up your decision whether you want to keep the kid or not. You do have a choice in that year. Do you want to keep this kid or not? You could have always got other kids. But I just think Jackie did not care for these kids because they were black little kids. She looked down on the family, and she had no business looking down on the family. But they are going to tell you what's going on while that kid is there. They tell you that. They can tell you, the broken arm, they can't disclose it. They just can't. Because you getting this kid, you want to know if this kid is possessed. You want to know if this kid got anything drug, he's addicted to drugs because the mama was addicted to drugs. You got to know what you're getting yourself into. So they got to tell the person that's adopting these kids everything that they can. They're supposed to. They don't, but they're supposed to. They were trying to live off of these kids. And you know what? Had not they killed them, they would have been effed up anyway. I'm just being honest with you. They would have been effed up. They were going to raise some villains, the kids was going to be angry and hateful and slow development and been called names their whole life or whatever. And so, they didn't help the situation. They came in thinking they could do it and all this. But then jealousy came in because her kids was mixed. And if her kids had this delays, they still wanted their kids to look like they were superior and better than those kids. And I am so glad, I'm so thankful that that state attorney pointed that out and he drilled it in their heads. Oh yeah, they love their kids, their biological kids. They love them because they sure did treat Sincere and Classic like they were trash. Just being honest with you. They didn't even treat them like trash. These trash you just throw away. You don't sit there, stomp on it. You don't sit there, tear it all apart. You done with something, you just throw it in the trash and take it on out. They put these kids through hell, period, point blank. I ain't even gonna spell it. That's what they put these kids through. You know what? There's nothing worse than, okay, like, that's the only way I can explain it. Think about it. These are babies. They're not adults like us that, we can be like, okay, you call me names. Okay, you treat me different. Okay, these babies not understanding, like, why you don't love me? Why you don't like me? You want me to call you mama? You want me to call you daddy? I'm sitting over here watching other kids play. This is day in, day out. Sharing. You remember when Ryan said they were sharing Pampers? I said, how do you share a pamper? They were sharing a bottle. Ryan wasn't lying about that. How these kids sharing pamper? I said, what the heck? I thought the mama, when she said that, I said, this girl making some stuff up. She wasn't. And here's tell you their whole characteristic. Check this out. These kids eating solid food. Because they eat with their mouth open, she tells the other kids, close their mouth. And the kids even say, when they walk out the room, they open up their mouth. And then, we tell them, don't do it. And, the kids go back and say, well, mama, when y'all walked out, they were making fun of you. They would open up their mouth. So they was like, you know what, we'll teach them a lesson. I don't know if she put poison in the bottle. I believe if she did, she did. But could she? Yep. Guess what? That was on the table. I wish they would have said something about it. Because why would you just because you eat with your mouth open, why would you now make these kids eat from a bottle? They got teeth. They got all their teeth, and you got them sucking on a bottle. You're not only degrading them, but you're putting them back into baby state. Like you don't never want them to progress. So the only thing I can think of why you would put these kids on a bottle after they've been on solid food is because you wanted to make sure that they get that poison. That's my belief. You wanted to make sure. And so when the older baby drank the baby's food, you was like, oh, snap. Yes, what's up?
He went, her son came to her. You know how we do, and our children do. He didn't know what to do. Whatever happened to those kids, he didn't know, mama, help me. I don't know what to do. Such a thing. Because that's what kids do.
Exactly.
Yeah. Even though she may not have put her hands on the situation, her mouth told him what to do or said, son, I don't know what to do. Either way, like we've been saying, mama knew because I know how my daughter come to me.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I had a phone call came today, and even though I don't talk to my son every day, and things go, I'd be like, okay, when he calls me, I already know. I already know sooner or later you're going to call me. I told him this 4 or 5 years ago. Sooner or later you're going to call me. Everything I told you was going to happen, it probably took some time, but I guarantee you it's happening. And you're like, Mama, what should I do? I was like, son, you wasn't listening to me then. He was like, no, that's why I call you. I value you. No, you know I'm going to tell you the truth, but you don't like what you're going to hear. You don't like what you're going to hear. It's not as hard as you think, son. And I had to explain to my son what he needed to do. But you think my son ain't going to come and tell me? He's going to tell me. He may not tell me every detail, but he's going to tell me. He's a mama's boy. You know, if the daddy was in the picture, he could have been a daddy's boy. His father was in his life. My screen is going off and on and all kind of stuff. But here's the thing. What I wanted to explain is like, we'll never know if Wanda West knew or not. We'll never know. That's an argument for people who wants to argue. I ain't gonna argue about it because I don't care, really. I think she knew, and if they could prove that she knew, which they're not gonna do that, he's not gonna put his mama through that, then she would be in jail. But I believe the only reason why she said what she said and they didn't tear it up because it corroborated what they were trying to get at. You know what I'm saying? But guarantee, even though that she was for the state told you. She freaking knew them kids wasn't there. She knew. She knew when she went there to babysit them kids and they wasn't there. She knew. She knew. Ain't nobody stupid. Everybody see, this is what the world want. They you know, they want you to sit back and go, it's a possibility. You know what? You know. When you know. I'm gonna tell you something. Hey, you see what's going on? Long time no see. Some guys wanted, they were non-believers. They were whatever you call atheists. And they got into a conversation with me, and I still talk to them. It didn't matter to me, you know. I mean, you believe what you want to believe. You ain't gonna change me. Some people's like, don't talk to them, don't. I'm like, why? They ain't gonna change nothing I know. Okay. I mean, on no point. So anyway, they wanted to have a conversation and everything. And so we had this conversation, and he was like, well, you know, and I knew some bishops, and I knew some deacons. And so I called my friend up in Oklahoma, and I said, hey, you getting ready to become a deacon. But, you know, I got a friend over here that, you know, he wants to hear, you know, how God is God and Jesus is Jesus and all this other stuff. And you know what he told me? He said, no. I said, I can three-way him right now. He's waiting on our call. He says, no. I said, no, what do you mean? He don't know. He says, SP, he knows. He knows. He knows. He wants you to prove it to him. You can't prove God is God by himself. He didn't ask you to prove anything. You whether you believe it, he believe it or not, he's still God. He knows. And I was like, no, come and talk to him. He says, nope, I will not, because he knows. He said goodbye, and he hung up the phone. And I got mad at my friend. I was like, oh my goodness, you're not God. You're not no godly person. You're supposed to come and help and all this other stuff. And you know what? I didn't get it. I didn't get it at that time. But I still remember what he told me and taught me and everything. And you know what? And the guy called me back. He was like, oh, where's your friend at? Where's your friend? You said your friend's going to talk. I was like, you know what? I got to go by, you know, whatever. We lost touch. He called me about a year later, and he was like, hey, it's me. And I said, what? He said, I'm going through this. My niece fell in the pool. I think you guys was around when this happened. I was telling you about it. He said, my niece fell in the pool and she drowned, but they got her on life support. Could you pray to your God? I said, no, he said, could you pray? And I said, pray to who? Because I didn't know what he was talking about. Because last time we talked, you don't believe in God and you don't believe in Jesus. So who do you want me to pray to? Because I'm not finna pray to who you think what you talking about. Last time we talked, you was telling me, no, baby girl, you wrong. You wanted to date me and I couldn't date you because no, I already know you don't believe. If I date you and marry you, then I have to accept that. And I'm not going to accept, I don't want somebody in my life that way. You know, when you tell people you don't want certain people around you that this way, that way, they get offended. Do you know what? Sometimes you know why they get offended? Because they only should be able to get offended if they feel like you're talking about them. That's it. Because if I'm not talking to you, why you get offended? Because if I tell you I don't want to deal with, like say for instance, I don't want to deal with people that steal. I'm not gonna deal with people that steal. Why would you get mad because I don't want to deal with people that steal? Right. 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 You're mad because I done made up in my mind I don't want to deal with people that steal. Now you mad. So this guy, anyway, and I was making a point because this guy told me to pray to my God. Like I said before, I wouldn't date him because I knew he wasn't a believer of Jesus or Christ and all that. God, I don't want that. Ain't nobody gonna tell me I'm gonna date an atheist and like it. I'm not. I'm not. I don't care how good of a person he is. He got 3 master degrees. You know what? Can't tell this. I almost said something. I almost said something. Can't tell him nothing. He know everything, but he didn't know God. So then he up there telling me to pray, and then he said, "Ain't that how it works? Y'all pray to y'all God. Ain't that how it works? And y'all, so you want me to pray to my God for you?" I told him I can pray, but it don't work that way. I'm pretty sure it don't. But anyway, he told me he was gonna pray. And then the girl died because she didn't really fall in the pool and drown and didn't have oxygen. When they did an autopsy, she was strangled. There was no water in her lungs. She was thrown, she was thrown in the pool. And so then his brother had a stroke and literally became a vegetable like right after that. This man was so discombobulated. He was like, "I'm done with God. I'm just done." But anyway, so he realized there's got to be a God. But he says he wasn't gonna serve this God. He was angry with God, and now his brother, and he's just angry with the world. And you're gonna continue to be angry because you're like the Pharaoh. Yeah. And your heart is hardened. And you think, it's gonna get better. I don't know. But that's just like, I don't really talk about certain groups of religion, but Jehovah's Witnesses don't believe in hell. And so they believe that this is it. Or I don't know what they believe. I really couldn't tell you. After we got to the part there's no hell, I told them to get out of here. Because I know what I know. And it ain't what I believe. It ain't what somebody taught me. It ain't what I heard. When I say I know, I know. So you get out of here of what you believe or what you were taught, and you can go get your higher person to come talk to me. You can't come talk to me. You can't come talk to me because I already know. And you're not going to change nothing. Absolutely nothing. Nobody. My mama can't change what I know. My husband can't change what I know. My girlfriend can't change nothing what I know. And I stand on it because this is my life and I'm going to be accountable for what I know. Because when you know, you can do better. You can make better decisions. And when people think that there's not no consequences in their actions, then that's why they do what they do.
Like the world is theirs and they know everything evolves around them.
You know what I'm saying? But when people find out that there's consequences in their actions, they get mad because you know. They get mad because they get caught. Some people only tell because, you know, just like a prison, some people, not all, I never say all. How many times have you guys heard me say, I will never say all people, all women, all men, all children. I will never say all, because the only thing that's great in all is God Almighty. He's almighty. He's all powerful, all knowing. I've said it millions of times, but people want to come and tell you, you said all women, all men, all children. No, I only say all when I'm talking about God himself or herself or they self or we self or whoever he is. He's almighty. He's all. Regardless of what you think, regardless of what you know, what you said, I said, whatever. I always say all with only him. And if you got anything out of that equation other than that, you made it up, or you believe what you want to believe, but you've already believed what you want to believe, and you want to come bring it to me and question it. No. Let me tell you something. I said what I said, and I know what I said, because you can't say all when it comes to human beings. Not all black people are the same. Not all men are the same. Not all women are the same. I like chocolate. You don't like chocolate. Okay? Not all.
I appreciate that. I ain't heard that preaching in a
while. Girl, I love. You know, my job right now is doing me a little dirt. They doing me a little dirt, but I ain't gonna quit. But I am gonna explain to them, like I told my boss today. I said I'm angry with you guys right now. Now, if you do your workers, your employees this way, I see why the people that we're supposed to be taking care of, and then when you hire people, why they come in here with that kind of mentality, because I'm unhappy right now. I'm angry that you're playing games with me. Because I know what I did, and now I know what you guys are doing. Let me say something. I am going to have to quit this job eventually. Because they don't have a problem cheating people. If they're cheating me, they got to be cheating the clients and the patients too. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So anyway, when I get into a situation where I got to argue, I disconnect myself quickly. Goodbye. I haven't had to argue with them yet. But if I feel like I have to, like I told my boss, I said, I ain't coming to you in service. Don't teach me nothing else. We may not get this worked out because I know that you guys are lying. Okay, if you know what I'm saying? Like, if you know what you did, which, like, if you filled out some paper and they say you didn't, and you know you did, or you worked a shift and they say you didn't, and you know you did, but you didn't write it down, or the cameras weren't working or whatever, but you got to prove to them, girl, and but the work got done. Who did? You know what I'm saying, or whatever. I don't want to argue about it. So what I'm saying is, like people have their own opinions, and then they start coming with this, let's agree to disagree. Girl, let me tell you right now, let's just agree to just split hairs and call it a good day.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm right now getting prepared to go to another job. You understand what I'm saying?
Very well.
Because you can't get me to want to argue. I'm taking out a lot of people in my life right now because only thing they want to do is just debate. There's nothing to debate about my life. I believe what I believe. I think what I think, and you're not going to change that. You don't have to live my life. You can't teach me nothing.
All right, now.
When I'm not listening to you. If you come correct and respectful, you'll get respect. Don't lie on me and say you can't find my paperwork and then put down anything you want. Anyway, what I'm saying is Jacqueline Trezell is going all the way to the end with this. Everything in life is so that you learn by it. And everybody's like, well, what does this got to do with the boys? Think about it. They're lying to the end. Soldier Girl said they would beg you not to leave. Yeah, I know. I know that. Because actually, I'm running that place on third shift, whether they know it or not.
Okay.
And I made it that way. I made it that way for a reason. I come in on time. I leave when my job is done. I get all the training. I make sure they're invested in me. So when I walk out, everything that you invested in me, I'm taking with me.
All right, now.
And it's never going to be a problem to get another job.
Oh, no, I know that. Oh, no.
The people that I have around me, my friends, I pick them very wisely. They invest in me, I invest in them.
Okay.
If I'm not seeing an investment, if I don't see anything worthy in you, like if I can't learn from you, sooner or later, we're not gonna be good. We're not gonna be friends. I got to be able to trust you in what you say. It don't have to be in an agreement. Just like my husband. Everything is not all purple roses and everything. But I have to trust you with my children or my dog or my house or the decisions that we're making. I don't care what you do. People are going to be people. People are going to cheat. They're going to lie. They're going to steal. They're going to do things. But if you are a God-fearing person, the only thing you got more, be honest, you got God on your side. And when he's on your side, that's way more than the world. These things is embedded in your heart. You should know these words when you're facing anything. Why be scared of what they can do to you? They can't do no more than what God allowed them to do. Just do the right thing. Just do the right thing and call it a good day. Sometimes you got to walk away from stuff that you won't. You just got to walk away from it. I had to do the most harsh thing in the world is to hand my daughter over to her dad. I didn't want to do it, but I had to because I had to protect myself.
Okay.
Self-preservation.
All right
I
now.
can't even help her. She was putting me in a situation I couldn't even help her. And I said to myself, I said, Lord, what can I do? I need her to be okay. He says, daughter, let her go. Let her go be with her dad. And she's okay. You're trying to fit in this world's life that this is what you got to do. This is what you got to do. You got to do what's best for the child and yourself. And this is what this attorney was telling the jury. She didn't never do nothing that was beneficial for them kids. She put those kids at the back of the van. What the heck was you thinking? And then said, she didn't even hook up the car seats properly. So they were just, if he stopped on break, they probably fell out. Or they was on the floor and they sitting up in the front. Why would you put the youngest, the babies, the smallest in the back of the freaking van? That told you right there. She had no intentions of taking care of those kids in a proper way. Everything she did, she made them last. And he broke it down. See, what people don't realize, everything fit together. So when people thinking, oh, you're talking about me. No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about my life. I can see this because of the things I went through. The things I know when I talk to people. That's why sometimes I say it's best I don't talk to certain people. It's just best. You got a problem with what I'm saying? Don't talk to me. Leave me alone. I don't like cottage cheese. I'm not going to buy it. Get out of here. If I don't want kids, if I can't take care of a kid, I'm not going to go get no kid. I'm not going to go get one. Let me tell you, Diesel has been so much. You know what? I done spent thousands on this freaking dog. And he can find marijuana. And he can find all the electrical cords, and he can find your carpeting. I'm telling you all the things he can find. He can't find no kid yet. And I'm building fence, building kennels, building dog houses. And you know what? I'm not going to quit. Because if God tells you something in your heart, I don't care if it's one kid. I don't care if you find him at the ice. For whatever reason, he put it in my heart, and I'm going for it. I'm going to continue to go for it. I'm going to continue to protect the dog, and I'm going to continue to build him a nice surrounding where I don't have to keep him in a kennel all day long because he's terrorizing us. I told my husband, I said, he terrorized you. You 6 foot, and he knocks you down. And my husband's 300 pounds. And he's only but 8 months. What you gonna do? He grows for 14 years. He's gonna be full grown in 2.5 years. We still got a whole year and a half to go. He's still growing. But God told us to get this dog, and I'm gonna get him, and we got the dog, and I was like, okay. And you know what? And he eats really good, and all this other stuff. Great tears up stuff. We just had to bolt down his house with screws and bolts. You think I'm lying? I promise you. I put that on everything with screws and bolts. But we still gonna protect that dog. Guess what? Guess what? This dog is being treated than them kids was. Did you hear me, Freddie? This dog is get treated better than Classic and Sincere. That is not supposed to happen. That's a dog. These are kids. It's not supposed to happen that way. It's just not. So when people come with, oh, I'm mad at you, I don't care. You know what? I don't care. You guess what? I got God. I got my kids. I got my husband. I got my dog. And I got you guys. I don't care. I don't care how mad you get at me. Get mad. But you know what? Each and every one of you guys got your own mannerism. You got your own characters. Guess what? Half of you do things I don't approve of. So you got to live with that. Don't come over here getting mad at me. Get mad at me. Get mad at me for what? Jacqueline said, there you go. See, that's what happened. I see, right now, somebody's in their feelings. Somebody's in their feelings, and it's not really about that, what they're thinking. I'm just talking hypothetically, but yeah, I am going through something, but it's not with them. It's with my child. Because I'm angry because he think that people are looking at him or thinking whatever. So I'm talking loud about don't give a dang about what a person think about you. And if they think too long, tell them to get out of here. I tell people all the time to get out of here. I might tell somebody in the live right now to get out of here. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what you think about me. I'm not respecting you. I'm over here doing my thing. What God put in my heart. And I'm trying to do it in a nice way. I'm not talking about nobody personally in here. So if you're feeling some kind of way, you might need to probably reevaluate your life. Because sometimes when I go to church, then the preacher's talking, I be thinking, what do he knows about me? He don't know me from Adam. He's just talking in general. You're just thinking about it because you're going through it. It ain't about you. This world is too big for me to be talking or thinking about you. And I have to explain that, because when you deal with women, they get in their feelings and their emotions, and then they want to come out and say something. And then once they say something, and then you check them, because you're in a situation now that you're speaking. When you check them, it's like, oh. Sometimes it's not good to bring that kind of energy to someone that's telling you, don't go there right now with me. I'm already dealing with some stuff, so the truth might come out a little harsher than what you thought or what you think. See, just because I am a nice person, just because I am I love children, I am a pediatric nurse, and I guess I'm now a nurse for people that's mentally incompetent or mentally challenged or whatever. Here's the thing. They're coming to my unit, and I'm not asking for them to come to my unit, but I have to deal with them on a day basis. And I'm talking about on a freaking hour. And you know why they're putting it with me? They're putting it with me because they're like, oh, she's going to break. She's going to break. She's going to break. She's going to break. Let me tell you something. Half of my family mentally. I deal with that all day. I deal with it all day. I was raised with people around me that, guess what? We didn't make fun of them. We couldn't say the R word. And guess what? You're going to treat them with dignity and respect. You're going to treat them like you treat everybody else. Matter of fact, my mother taught us to treat them better. And if you say anything about one of them, get out of here. I'm done. But what I won't do is, I don't like people that say, well, there's nothing wrong with Wanda. Why you don't like Wanda? See, you got it wrong. I'm not finna argue with you about Wanda. You can go like Wanda over there. I don't care for Wanda because Wanda knows. And yes, I don't blame her for protecting her child. I would protect mine too. But I would tell him to do the right thing. We don't know if Wanda did that. Sometimes you can't tell kids what to do. I've been telling my son forever what to do, and he ain't listened. Now he's like, oh, my God. I'm like, what, son? I've been telling you this for years. Now you conditioned in that kind of lifestyle. You want it to stop? Then guess what you do? Stop talking to him. I'm in a situation where I wanted something to stop, and I had to tell him my situation, which he knows. And I said, you know how I get along with certain people? I don't let them know what's going on in my life. I don't. When they want to come and talk, matter of fact, if I got a problem, because I do talk a lot, like I said, I get in trouble because I tell the truth. But if I don't want them to know nothing about me, guess what? I just leave them alone so they won't know.
All right now.
I got a mother-in-law right now. She be like, I love you. Tell your wife I love you and all that. I don't say nothing to her.
All right.
Because you lie. You lie on me. You lie to me. You don't have a problem with that. So I'm done with you. Everybody's like, why? Because you don't have a problem lying in my face. I'm not getting with that. So I tell you what, just leave me alone. I don't call you, you don't call me, and we're good. Now, guess what? Now they can't say nothing because they don't know nothing. And if they do, it's he said it, and I don't care because I don't hear it no more because I'm not in their own little equation. That's why I said that Wanda knew. And that was just my only understanding. I was very, what do you think, Freddie? What do you think about the attorney for Jackie? She did good. Man, she did good. She did wonderful. But I don't think she did enough. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she did enough because it's just really hard to try a case that when you don't have a body. That's just the bottom line. That part. So yeah, anyway. SP, did you notice Wanda was in court Zoom? No, I didn't know that. Well, I don't know what you're saying, Lisa. What you saying? She was in court via Zoom. What do you mean? She wasn't in court when she was in court? Jackie's attorney makes no sense. I do not like her. I don't even understand why she would want to defend them. That's her job. They don't care. They don't even ask them is they guilty or not. They don't care. Their job is to be the best mouthpiece out there. Play with the words. Make it make sense. Because I guarantee you, you can look at anything in a different way. Doesn't make it true. But you got to convince and make other people believe what you're saying. And if she is a good mouthpiece, E&E. I don't think she did a better job than the state, though. I'm not going to say I don't like Wanda. I just don't care for her character. I just don't care for her character. She didn't kill the kids, y'all. This is not no Wanda bash. She didn't kill the kids. Well, we don't know who did. We don't know. Put Wanda in the equation. She could have. But I don't think Jackie would protect Wanda. So that's why I don't think Wanda killed the kids. Or Josiah. Or Jamal. Because I guarantee you, Jackie would not protect them. She would have been done, said something, told, whatever. It's either Trezell, her, or her kid. They the one that did something to them kids. Right there. It's three of the above. That's it. It wasn't Wanda. So Wanda just know. That doesn't make her a part of the equation because she know. But did she help? She did. When she went and got the van and they could move and all that other stuff, she did all of that because you don't need a freaking job to rent a U-Haul. You don't even need, it ain't even a credit check. You just need money. You don't even need a credit card. So for her to get that U-Haul, she was thinking she was helping them out. You guys understand what I'm saying? Because why they couldn't get the U-Haul themselves and just take the kids over there to Wanda's house? Soldier Girl said, you got it wrong, but you got it right. When Wanda gave her testimony, she did it via Zoom. She was out of town visiting her other son. Oh yeah, I didn't know she was out. I heard something of that nature, but I didn't know if she was there or not. Well, she made sure she got out of town.
I don't blame her.
E&E says, I guess you don't need beds for children when you want to adopt a child. You don't. They'll give you beds. That's the weird thing, E&E. They will give you a bed. If you don't have a bed, they will give you a bed. They will give you vouchers to go to any Goodwill, anywhere. Even go to the store and get a bed. Buy a bed. They'll give you a voucher to buy a bed. I'm serious. They told me one time, they called me up one time and they was like, we were looking for somebody. And I was like, and this is what I told them. Yeah, I've got 2 spare rooms, but I had took the bed out of that room, but I don't want to put the kid in the basement. So I said, I took the bed out. They was like, no worries, we can get your bed. Every time I gave them an excuse that, no, I don't want to foster kid. They was like, you're not fostering, you just that, like, I guess, emergency, like, we need to put this kid somewhere for today. And I told him, no, I'm not staying up all night. They was willing to pay me $400 for that day, for one day. And I might do something like that. My husband's told me to don't do it. He said, leave it alone. Because the next thing you do, you're going to be wanting to keep the kid and all that other stuff. Yeah. Yeah. All right, I'm going to get off here and cook a little dinner. And so if I hurt anybody's feelings, I wasn't trying to hurt your feelings. But if your feelings got hurt, I'm sorry, your feelings got hurt. But that's just life, I know that you guys are how you are, and I am how I am. I'm not in it for all of that. I'm just in it I really want to do what God tells me to do in my life, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, and I'm doing the best I can. And if that ain't working for somebody, I'm sorry. I mean, you can help out if you want, but like right now, I think I'm focused very well, and I want to stay focused, and that's it, Mm-hmm. You know what? Let's take about 5 minutes. SP. Soldier Girl. I just try to share the stuff I'm going through. I'm not trying to drag nobody down the street and all this other stuff, but people will get dragged, but I ain't trying to do it on purpose. Yeah. And it's like, quit talking to me, because everything I say is because I've learned. You know what I'm saying? I've been on here for 4 years. Freddie, sometimes our conversation comes in here, don't it?
Yes, it does.
See what I'm saying? But sometimes, you know why? Sometimes some people don't want other people to hear it, because they know that what they say, it makes sense.
Exactly.
It just don't even make sense. But at the whole time, and I've told this to everybody, every time when you call me, my conversations are recorded. So if I really was trying to drag you, I would let everybody hear it. I'm not trying to drag nobody. I'm just saying, let me be me, you be you. And if you don't like me, stay away from me. Don't call me up. Don't message me. Don't text me. Don't ask me to unblock you. Don't nothing. Just leave me alone. Because I will leave you alone. It's real easy. It's simple. It's very simple.
It's simple.
Because I'm going to be me at the end of the day. I've been me like this my whole life. And I don't change for other people. I just don't do it. And I could, well, you know how life is. again. Here we go.
Wow.
You know, but yeah, you know.
And I'm going ahead and say bye-bye to everybody. I enjoyed the sermon today.
Girl, I'm finna make some spaghetti.
That's what we having too.
Yeah, it's that simple. It's that simple.
The only thing that we were missing in this live was we weren't passing around the budget to take us money.
No, you know what? We're waiting on the verdict for these children. And I just want people to understand, do not get in your feelings. And I'm going to say this before everybody leaves. Do not leave yet. I want to say this. We all is agitated, frustrated, angry, and it wears on you. It tears on you. You try to talk to your kid, and he's like, "Mama, why you angry? It ain't nothing my son said or whatever or something. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to hear it because we're this case." You understand what I'm saying? It plays a role in your family because it's a part of you. It's like those were your kids. So sometimes you're gonna get in arguments with people. You don't even know why you're angry. You don't even know why you say what you said. You don't but sometimes you can and you don't care. You say it is what it is. It's done deal. Good, great, everything's fine. Sooner or later it was gonna break down anyway. You know what I'm saying? But I want people to know, like, whatever the verdict is, it's not the end of the world. You know what I mean? Like, it's nothing we can do about it. There's nothing we can do about it. And it might come out good, though, you know? It might come out good. But I know we all are tense and stressed out. And it makes arguments. I mean, it ain't their fault or anything. It's just how things are, you know? Like, if you were going to court or you was losing your kid, and if somebody want to talk about peaches or cream or cookies, or you ain't got time to talk about that. You know? You don't want to probably talk about what's really on your mind, but you sometimes that's what happens. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So
I'm telling you, I enjoyed the live today. Girl, you sitting
girl, I'm gonna okay. You know what, Freddie? I'm gonna go see if this dog done tore up this dog house. Cause my boss done got it, my husband got it, now my dog done got it. So we are on a verdict watch, and I hope this comes out right. I do.
Yeah. Well, y'all have a blessed evening, and I love y'all. Love you, ST.
I love you too. All right.
Have a good night. A blessed one.
All right. Bye-bye. Hey, you guys, I'm gonna get off of here. Verdict watch. Yes, we're doing a verdict watch. I was just giving you guys some scenarios of what's all been going on in a week, in 2 weeks. You know, like I said, when you're faced with a lot of stuff, this is why, when people get older, it's not good to go get. I mean, it's good if you were young, like Trezell and them, to have kids. But who goes and adopt 4 kids? They should have seen them coming. Man, this ain't over. It ain't over. Because I don't even understand why. How did that judge not ask for what kind of money they were bringing in? I'm just, oh my God. Usually you have backup plans for things that don't work, and kids are not supposed to be, falling through the cracks and everything. This system failed these kids. Everything failed these kids. The family failed the kids. The foster family failed the kids. The adopted family failed the kids. The adopted grandparents failed the kids. The system failed the kids. Don't say that this court is going to fail these kids too. I believe the verdict is going to be guilty on pretty much all counts, but maybe one. That's what I believe. All right, you guys. Be good. Be great. Be nice to each other. Bye.